Hey everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working on our pretty peony, I don't know how you say it, peony picture. This is the reference photo by Pamela Escobedo, and I have permission to paint it. And we started on this last week, and we got this far. It's on a piece of wood for anyone who's new. So we're going to be working on this some more. So y'all come in and say hi. We are currently live on Facebook. If you see the little red button at top left. If not, you're catching a replay either here or over on YouTube. And I'm going to get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. You can do a little sound check. Make sure y'all can hear me. If it will pull up. There it is. Let's see. Okay. Sound seems okay. All right, so we're going to be working on this. This is acrylic on wood, and I'm using Liquitex heavy bodies for the most part, paints, and that's about it. All right, so y'all come in, say hi, let me know you're here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this camera up top so we can go ahead and get started painting. All right, give me 1 second to move everything. Make sure it's straight. And probably zoom in just a little bit more than that. I gotta move my tape over a little bit. This is just so that I don't go out of screen. It's different on my iPad than it is on my iPhone. On my iPhone, I have a lot more room. So anyone watching on, different devices will see different amounts of screen. There for the iPad. All right. So just ignore the tape. It's just a reference thing so that I don't get out of screen while y'all are watching, because that's no fun. All right there. It gives me a little bit of room from a palette. Not a ton, but enough, hopefully. So let's see. We basically have a base coat laid off on here. It's very dark. We're going to be lightening it up. Some lighter colors. I know I'm going to need probably some white. So we're going to let's see how far this is. Waiting for my camera to catch up so I can see where I am. Okay, right about here. That's probably enough. Maybe. We'll see. Actually, I kind of wanted the heavy body. Let me grab it. I was going to make this a little more textury than I typically do on these paintings. If I can open this thing. It's trying to, if it cracks on you, it'll mess up the tube. I guess I haven't opened this one in a while. Well, let's see if I can throw something under there. What we got? Pointy tool. Pry this up a teeny bit. Let's see if it'll open. Nope. Oh my goodness. Really? When you haven't opened your paint in a while. Okay. Poor tube. Don't break on me. All right, I'm going to put the heavy body on the top. It's just a little thicker than the basics. Let's see. There's probably just a bunch of goop in there. I'm just going to clean it out now so that when I close it back up next time it won't be hopefully in the way. Alrighty. And then I've got that pretty pink color that is light portrait pink. Put some of this down. and some magenta. Which one do I want? I think I'm gonna go with this quinacridone magenta, which is what we mostly used last time. Hey, Deborah. What else do I need? Probably need some green because I know we missed some spots of green. I'm gonna go with this hooker's green. I'm just gonna put it up on the top because I'm not gonna need hardly any of that. And I might need, I'm not sure if I want to use black. I might use, the green is shaded, so if I throw a little bit of red on here, that should darken it. So I'm just going to put this red at the very top. It's just going to be used instead of black to darken that, hopefully. Is this the deep? That's the medium. I think I want the deep. Where's the deep one? Where are you hiding? Red light. Apple. Did you not get it out? I probably didn't think I needed it. I didn't. One second. Grab it. Red deep. That's the top. All right. I sure don't have anything in my hands. Okay. So we're just going to continue kind of trying to lay this in, figure out where the petals are and all that stuff. But I think first I'm going to try to get these leaves on the bottom that aren't quite right. This one on the reference was a very, very straight line, which I really didn't like. I don't know why it's a straight line. I think the leaf was just happened to be bent that way. But it's very distracting, so I made mine more curvy. So I'm going to do that. Let me try and see if I can darken this green. So I'm just going to, because I'm not going to do much of that, so I'm just going to take this hooker's green. We're going to add a drop of red to it. And that's just going to darken it. Anytime you use an opposite color, it will also darken it. If we use too much of it, it'll go brown. We don't want it to go brown, but I'm just trying to darken it a little bit without having to use black. I may have to still use a little bit of black here and there, but I'm trying to get away from doing that too much. I don't like to use it unless I absolutely have to. I'm going to put a little down just in case. Some of these colors I'm just putting off screen because there's things I'm not going to really use much. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to use this round, I think. And what I want to do is try and get some of these leaves in. So this one comes under this petal. Bit dark on the top too. And it's brighter in the middle there, so I'll just leave that. These are pretty dark. This is probably not quite dark enough. I'll probably have to go a little bit darker. But I'm going to put this down for now. And then there's just a little hint of one over this way. It's more pointy than that, but let me see if I can do it a little more pointy. It's a thicker brush. It's too much glare. That's the hardest thing. I don't know if the glare is on your end, but it's on my end. It makes it hard for me to paint. Alright, and then this is actually a leaf that I painted as a petal. It's not a petal, it is a leaf. So I'm going to turn that into a leaf. Sometimes you just don't see it. This time I wasn't catching that it was a leaf. I'll have to put 2 coats of this because this isn't real, it's not real opaque. And then this one goes around like this. And even that part's a leaf. So this comes all the way up to this petal. And then it's just kind of straight from here. There's a little bigger gap there, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave that. And then this one, like I said, I just kind of did a little more wiggled leaf because I didn't like that solid line. And then there's one that kind of curves over here. And it's up here too. Something like that. And we'll darken those up with another layer later after they dry. Alright, so now I can kind of see more where those are. I feel like there's one little bit of a leaf right here underneath. This petal is more pointy, and then there's like a hint of a leaf under here where it comes up and under the flower. So I'm just going to put a little tiny bit there. Okay. So that should do for the green for right this second. Let me clean that up. Where'd my wipe go? Did I throw it away? Guess so. It disappeared on me. All right, now we need to figure out where petals are. So I'm just going to start, I think I'll just start at the bottom and try to fine tune these petals because right now they're really not. I'm going to use, I think I will use this little filbert. It's really a grass comb, but it's not real separated at the end. So I'm going to use that. Where'd my palette knife run off to? It is not there. You moved it somewhere else, didn't you? Did I just use it and put it somewhere? Oh, I did. I used it and I stuck it up there. I found it. Losing my mind. All right, so we're going to go with, I think, kind of a darker shade of this pink. So to think about how to get that tone, I'm going to start out with this portrait pink color, which is very thick. Start out with that and add and the opposite would be green. Not sure if that makes sense. I'm gonna try it over here, just a little bit of it. There's a tiniest drop of green. See if it actually darkens it, or if it just makes it some weird color. Just went more peach, so not the look I'm going for. Let's see, I don't want to use black. Okay, maybe magenta. I don't know, it seems like magenta is going to make it go too far pink. I guess I could add white to it. We're going to do a drop of this magenta. Tiny bit of magenta. Just going to brighten it up just a fraction. I'm doing this very slow so that I can play with the color first until I figure out what I need to do, because I don't always know. Mixing colors is a crazy science, and you get better at it over time for sure, but you know, I still struggle sometimes figuring out how to achieve a color I'm looking for. I'm probably gonna have to use black. I really didn't want to. No, I'm just gonna use a tiny bit and see what happens. That's probably way too much. When you say tiny, it has to be really tiny. Right, let's try that. So getting that kind of grayish pink color. It's close. It's close. It's not bad. All right, so let's go with that. So we'll go with pink, magenta, a bit of magenta to brighten it up. Probably could have mixed a lot more than this. I didn't get much of that portrait pink out. We'll start with a thin layer and then the tiniest drop of black. Let's see. Enough. It might be enough. It's like a grayish pink. Alright, let's try that, see what happens. I'm going to use that for some of those shady spots. I'm going to spritz my color, some water. And we're going to start with these bottom petals. So we've got this very large petal here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Not much, because I don't have much room on my iPad. Pretty much out of screen on that. Alright, so this, I'm going to put this main one first because I can easily see where it is. Kind of comes around, drops down, goes up like this. And I can see this is still much lighter than I want it to be. Here. Hard to get much of a point with that. What do we got? Something to clean up the edge with. There. Okay. So this petal under this leaf, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can darken this. It's still not as dark as I want it. This one comes up here. It's actually not. You know what? I'm just going to add some black. Maybe it'll be fine. It's turned very gray, but that's okay because this is very background color right here. Maybe if I layer some stuff over the top, it'll fix it the way I want it. And then it comes under next to this. It looks like it's just one thing here, but this will have some tones to it to make it not look like one. It pretty much goes all the way down except for a small little point there. This is very gray. It's okay. At least it's not bright. This goes around this leaf. Where's that point? there's a tiny little piece here. This is almost still too thick of a brush. I'm going to leave that dark color there. And because I think that's leaf. This is petal. It's a little brighter than the others. It's not this bright though. I feel like I'm too far into the green. I don't guess it really matters. I'm sure I am overthinking it. I'm just trying to get some separation in here a little bit. There's a little line right about there. And then there's a line kind of right here. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. And then over the top of that one, looks like there's one petal. Man, it's so hard to tell. Okay. It comes down and over and around like that. Needs to be a little bit pinker. What is it doing there? Peonies are so confusing. They really are. What is that doing? Kind of goes up. I kind of gave up on my tracing because it just wasn't working. We're just going to kind of switch to this muted gray color, and then I'll add pink on top of it. There's a round piece. Is it this one? I think it's this one. This is like the inside of the petal. Yeah, and then the outside of that petal is kind of here. Yeah, I know it's darker, but that's okay. As long as I can separate it. Let's go into this pinker color. So there's like a little one here. That's not enough of a difference. Go about like something like that. There's a really wavy one here. Oh, I need a block of wood. Just want to keep it upright. All right, we're just going to switch over to here because I can't see where it is yet. My brain isn't seeing it. All right, I see this one. Curves into here, goes up around that, and then comes over to here. A little bit of a wiggle, and then there's a wiggle down here. Sorry, I'm mostly mumbling. You have to listen to me mumble because I don't know. I'm just concentrating, trying to figure out where this goes. This one comes above it from about there. Then comes point there, turns, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Something like that. And this is this direction. It's kind of coming under. What's happening here? I'm not far enough over. I see. Okay, that goes further over. About to there. Kind of, sort of. This one comes a little higher, I think. Yeah. All right. I think I see that. There's this little one. This one here. Can you even see the reference here? You can. Okay. This wiggly one is confusing. What is it doing? Maybe I should start with this one. I don't want to go that high yet, so maybe not. All right, we're going to try to get this little wiggle here. All right, this is that gray. I don't think I have it straight enough. Let me see. Yeah, no. This is straighter. Kind of like that. That's close to being right. Has a separation there. Kind of like that. What is going on here? More pink. I'm just gonna try and get it in here. It's kind of wiggly. It's a wiggly, crinkly one. It goes under that one. Must be just, I think there's just several layers there. I might add a little white. It's really looking worse than it was. More pink. More pink up here. This at the base of that is straight and kind of comes around this way. think it turns kind of like that. There's like a dark area in there, which we're going to leave for right now. This is the end of this one. Can't see the difference. It's not bright enough to tell. Maybe I just add some white to it. Let's try adding some white. My paints are getting too dry. Okay. Don't have that at all. That's, see, it's a lot lighter. I'm just going to add some white on top there. Just trying to get spots that I can use as references. Like I can see that this has got a little bright spot, so I know that that's like my edge. And this is pretty white. This edge comes above that. And then it has a dark spot there. Let's drop down to this gray. Right here, I think. So that's kind of dark. I'm gonna like that. This one, it's kind of a medium tone. And it's from here. It's like a little pink spot there. Where does this go? It goes all the way down there. Stay. Kind of like that. There's a little spot there that's kind of grayish. I really don't even know how to explain to you guys how to paint this one. It's not my usual type. It probably is something better done abstract. But I want to try to do it and not have it totally abstract. It's a darker gray there. This is very obviously a darker gray. Let's grab a little more black. Let's try to get these darker gray spots. This is like kind of sort of there. Kind of sort of here-ish. We already kind of get that dark. A little more rounded. This has a shadow inside it. Where does that end? I think about there. of comes out to this white tip. Kind of, sort of. And then up. That's very bright pink in there. It's dark, but it's bright pink. Like here. Here. And I think about there. This has also got some very bright pink colors. This one, it's like a dark grayish pink. Kind of, sort of like that. What's happening here? Ooh, stuck my finger in the paint. Let me get the paint off my finger. Big old blob. Totally stuck it in that white. That's what happens when you're working in such a close setting. Okay. This. Did you paint your finger? You totally painted your finger. Alright, I want this piece here. It's like a second petal. Kind of comes around. And above that, there's a petal that has like two little bit of separation there. Kind of like that. And this one, it's got a little white spot. Tiny piece. There's like a little gray spot here. Where is it? Kind of there. Now, I can't tell what's going on here. We're just gonna throw some layers in there because I'm not 100% sure. I know this is a petal here. It's a little bit lighter. This petal goes like this. Too much paint. Comes all the way up there. Not getting enough separation. It gets darker as it goes in there, so we'll just go ahead and do that. I need that separation. I can't tell where to put it. I think. Where was I? Right. There's like a dark spot there too. Lost my little pile of dark gray. Need more water. It is kind of sort of there. there's a line. From the leaf, I think. This is dark under this petal. Kind of goes in there. You think I'm doing great? I'm glad. I feel like I'm seriously struggling. I really do. And it's one of those paintings where until I just get to that point where it starts looking right, I'm gonna feel that way. I'm just gonna feel like it's not coming together and it's not quite right. But it'll get there. I have faith it'll get there. It's just the process. Sometimes it's challenging. It's like another petal in the middle here. I'll just kind of painted this medium tone. It's like 3 little separations there. That one needs to be wider. Get that little curve. Okay, I see it. And then it kind of goes up a little. It comes up, down. Smoother than that. And then this is over. And then kind of comes into this one over here. Can't tell what's going on underneath it yet. I'm just going to paint it pink for now. Okay. And there's a little spot right there. I think it needs more magenta. So this one has like a little V. Kind of like that, I think. And then this petal is into this one to the right of it. About like that. Okay. What is happening here? See the little point, then there's like a little spot here. It comes down. Oh, it's not different enough. My blush brush. I need it to be pinker. Pinker and wider. I'm just going to mix these as I go. Alright, so this little trunk of this comes off of that. It's just like that kind of. Don't lose this one, which needs to be a little more gray. Comes off that point all the way down like that. this just kind of goes in underneath. It's a lot redder than that, but here we'll try to get a little red. Okay. I feel like I'm losing my separation here. Okay. 3 little leaves here. You can kind of see them. And there's a white spot there. It's next to that. It's about here, I think. This is much lighter. Kind of comes down. Up. Wiggly to point. Kind of like this. I can't tell. Something going on there, but I can't quite put it together yet. Where is that point at? Here? Here. It's somewhere there. I'm trying not to lose these little very distinctive points. I don't want to lose them. There's one here. And there's one up here. I'll have to redo that one because I need this flower petal here. Try to keep that curvy if I can keep it. There's like a little detail there. We'll just kind of hint at it. This comes around like this. And there's that one. Definitely comes in. It looks very different than when we started. And then I don't know exactly where that bright pink is, but this comes under this one, just like a little. We need a different color. Okay, there's a okay, there's a little spot here, and then the hardest part is just separating these colors. There's like a point. Comes around to about there. Kind of, sort of. I feel like this might not be long enough. I don't know unless I lay my tracing on top of it, which I can't do right this second. It's too wet. I might do that in a minute just to kind of see if I'm on track. For right now, I'm going to try to guess where this is. I think I feel like it's about here. I'm looking at this one. I think that's about where that is. And then it's got the one right below it. It's very white. Just add a little more white so I can separate it about there. Kind of like that. And it's got that wiggly stuff going on through here. There's a whole bunch of texture there, which we'll fine tune later, but I at least want to hint at it right now. It's definitely quite a bit through there. There's like a curve here somewhere. Maybe about there. Up to that point, kind of. I think there's a red spot in here, but I'm not sure. This is a darker pink kind of color. Let's see if we can get a kind of a grayish pink in between that petal. It's a lot more pointy than that, but I can't quite get it. Okay. Let's see. There's that one. There's some more, that squiggly one. It kind of comes up to, I think, about here. I think. There's a V. It's like a little V. A line here. Kind of comes up. Over. It's like a curve. Something like that. This goes down. Alright, this is like think like that. This is like a dark. Just gonna add some color in there. Into that one with the V, which I half lost, but I'll put it back in a minute. I'm just trying to blend that a little bit. What happens here? I think it comes around like this. Something like that. Sure I'm in the right direction. I want to try to get this petal top lined off. I'm just going to use some white. I think. Pointy, round, something like that. Don't lose this one. Try to keep that little spot. And this. Curve here. Curve here. Okay. I still feel like this needs to go taller. I think I'm going to lay it on it and see if I can tell where that goes. Whew. A lot. It's like a solid part. This comes around, I think, this way. little petal here. Think about there. Coming into that white spot. Kind of a weird little C shape. Kind of, sort of. And then there's a pointy leaf here. Right there. Into that. There's like a dark area right through here. It needs some gray. Ooh, totally dry. Much more water than that. Okay. It's more of a pink gray though. I don't want to go that dark. Alright, let's try and get that spot right there. Alright, let's see if we can find it. Petal, petal, dark gray, I think about here. Kind of there. Where are these? I know these are like right here. I have this color already. I'm just going to stick them on here. We'll just kind of hint at that color there. Wash this out. Back to this middle tone. So, like I said, I think that needs to go higher. It must go about... I think it goes about like that. Perhaps. Just like a curve here. Starting to lose that point. I don't want to lose it because that's a main spot. This has a petal like this way. They're all kind of going that way, and then this one comes up. It's actually part of that. Try to keep that separated. What happens here? There's a petal here. I think it's this one. It's like a little point off of it here. And then there's some white. Where is it? Maybe about here. I know I'm mumbling again. I'm trying to see where that goes. I'm not sure where that is. Maybe if I come up here where these are. There's this that goes around that red spot. definitely curvy and white. Let's see if we can get it. So curvy, 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 something like that. And then there's like a pink area past it there. And then this petal is kind of maybe too far over. It's all right. That's fine. And underneath that, up over, another curve. Our little bunny rabbit. Can't believe it's like a bunny rabbit. It's hard to do with this brush. I'll clean up the edge with a different color. Like a pinkish, a middle pink color. Is it dark enough? Nope, it's not dark enough. A little more magenta, maybe. Let's see if that works. Try and separate that little head. I went a little too far over. I'll just redo it. Something like this. This petal is very smooth. It kind of comes into this little curve down here. Gray spot. Pink maybe. Something like that. It comes around. Pointy. Another pointy. Pointy. I don't know what's going on in there. I think it's, I feel like it goes up like this. I gotta try to fix that bunny. Alright. So there's a point. Well, this leaf, which I kind of lost half of, comes around like this. And then there's a V just on the back of the bunny, kinda. And then that. This is a little bit darker. I'll redo that little bunny shape in a minute. I kind of lost it all. This has a little curve spot. And a whiter spot. Kind of. It's looking like a flower. You know, it looks better on camera. It does look like a bunny, doesn't it? It really, looking at the camera of you guys' shot, it looks better than what I'm seeing. Sometimes you have to look at things further away, and that's what that does. I know that's not quite dark enough, but I'm just gonna leave it. There's some white up here. So this kind of point goes around, over, comes around like this, down. I'm sure I can get this with this brush. I'll just attempt it. That was like lighter. All right, let's see if I can get this dark spot in there now. All right, where is it at? It is approximately here. Somewhere like that, kind of, sort of. I'll fine tune it later. Okay, and then a little bit darker under there. Not that dark, I don't think. I want a light spot over here, but I'm going to do this dark first. So I have a base. I'm just going to fill this in with some dark. And I'll come back over it with the light in a minute. Let me see if I can fix my bunny now. We wanted this kind of a light pink behind it. I've lost all of my white light pink. I need to get some more portrait pink out. So we're just going to do them again. So too light, that's too light. A little bit darker. Get this in, and then I'll do him again. This goes, that's like a dip there. I'll figure that out in a minute. That's that little gray spot. I don't want to lose that either. It's kind of up. Need some white. This. All right, focus. Comes off of this kind of a squiggly spot here. Comes up. Kind of like that. And there's another squiggly, I think about here. All right, I'm gonna try to get that hint of a bunny in here. Now that I've lost completely where it is, I have a kind of an idea. This brush is really too fat. Comes around. Yeah, I can't do this. Trying to get it with this brush, and it's a little bit fat. I can't get the shape I want. Probably not in the right spot anymore, but that's okay. I'll fine tune it later. I keep saying I'll just fine tune it all later. We'll make it work. All right. I wanted to do that little white area. Pink, but white. See if I can do it with this brush. Just a little bit off of here, and a little bit off of here. totally, I don't even want to look at my hand right now because I know I've set it in that paint like 3 times. Like paint everywhere. There's like a little squiggle here. Something like that. Water. Trying to get these little curves up here. Very translucent looking. Lost that shape a little bit. The bunny is totally not right. It's like, I don't know, it's wrong. All I know is it's wrong. It's not right. There's something wrong with it. Something wrong with this whole shape over here. It's just not looking right. I might have to lay the tracing on so I can see where it is, because I think I've lost where it is. A little bit of white. A lot more white up in here. I'm running out of clean spaces. I might have to clean my palette. This is a lot of white over here. What's happening? There's something. It's like comes out to that. Like there. And this, none of this is that bright. This isn't that bright either. little more toned down than that. It comes down like this. And this comes in just a little bit. And that needs to be a lot lighter pink. Let's see if I can get the right shade of pink. No, that's still too. I think I need that portrait pink. I'll do this for now. Alright, where is this one going? Kind of over and up. Maybe. Just needs to be darker. Whew. Yep, lots of paint on my hand. Okay, let's see. What is that color? I'm gonna grab some. I gotta clean this off. It's getting a little bit too just chunky. As it starts to dry, it gets chunky and doesn't work right. So let me see if I can clean some of this off. Don't really want it over there. Get some of the chunkiness off and then we'll start again. Spot, didn't I? Splashed. Luckily it comes off quick. Okay. Don't splash anywhere. Alright. Let's see. Can't tell. I feel like it's a little off, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It's not a huge deal. As long as it looks like a peony in the end, that's all I care. Right, more that portrait pink color. It's definitely closer to the tone I want. And then I think I've got enough white on there. So I want, don't get in the wet paint. I want this tone to be a little bit more this shade. Just a tiny touch of magenta. Yeah. Then I'll put the little bunny back in there because I totally lost where it was. Let's make some more magenta and some more gray. Gray. Magenta gray. We'll add some of this too. Lighter magenta pink here with some of this. Okay. Hopefully that's enough to work with. Okay, let's see. I keep losing this flower petal. It's like very dark. Comes around. It's like a lighter edge. Try not to lose that circle. Comes through, down, squiggles. I see like a squiggle there, but I'm not getting it like this. Maybe. Something like that. And then a squiggle on this side. Not dark enough. Darker. I'm not sure where that's heading, but I'll have to figure it out in a minute. There's that point. It's definitely darker. Needs to be more magenta. It's like the dark gray is difficult. I'll tone it down a little more later. So there's, I think there's a squiggle somewhere out here. And then I know there's one here. And then this is all a little lighter. It's kind of a middle tone. Let's see. Kind of sort of like this. Then it's like a point there. Comes up. Kind of sort of like that. There's more fluffy white over there. Through here, there's more kind of fluffy white stuff going on. All the way down to about here. Just trying to get some sort of a separation in here, but it's being a little difficult. Oops. More of that peachy tone. I don't know what's going on over there. I can't quite tell what happens here. I think there's a sideways petal. And there's this kind of heart shape. The gray. Nope. More pink. It's hard. I see it and then I look away and I lose it again. It's like, where was it? Maybe. What happens there? Goes over, around. Kind of, sort of like that. kinda. There's a separation. And that gray one is kind of here. That's more pinkish beige. Or that pinky color in here. Where'd it go? Here. Nope. Needs to be darker or something. More white. This is white. Kind of. Fun ideas replay. Did I miss something? It's not a replay, Joyce. You're live. Just so you know. We are actually live. Struggling a little bit, but we are here. That curve, I don't know where it went. It's not there anymore. It was there, but now it's not. That's the edge of that flower petal. And there's like a pinkish, it's more pink and white than that. Where was I? I forgot. Oh, here it is. Okay. I think it's about there. Alright, let me put the bunny back now. Maybe I can get him in there. I can't tell if it's dark enough. It doesn't look like it's dark enough. His background has to be dark enough so it'll show up. I know it seems silly calling it a bunny. It's not really a bunny. It's just a petal, but the petal looks like a bunny. Like I said, I might pull my tracing back up just to kind of see where he's supposed to be hitting in here. I know it's somewhere here. But this piece has gotten wider and wider in this spot. Losing my definition. I know there's this petal that comes up off of this piece. Comes over kind of like that. And then somewhere about here, there's like a little pointy gray spot. this is more white, kind of above here. Got some colors going on here that's lighter. With like a gray leaf here, approximately, and approximately here. Think about here. So somewhere in there, that little bunny shape is there. So I'm going to hit it with blow dryer. See how bad I've gotten off. Really going to trace it or anything. I just want to kind of see where this bunny is hitting. So I'm just going to put some chalk. I don't know where it is, somewhere in here. Honestly, it's even hard to tell on my tracing, but I'm just going to lay it on here. So I can get kind of an idea where it is. Oh, I didn't even hit it. And way high. Try that again. All right. So the bunny shape is supposed to be, I have no idea if this will even show up. But it's about here. It's technically 2 petals, but you can't see them very well on the drawing. That's close. I'm going to use my finer brush. Okay, now. This shape that looks like a bunny isn't really, it's really 2 petals. It's really, there's like a petal that goes across this way, and then there's a petal behind it. It just happens to look like a bunny. So we're going to try a kind of a peachy magenta mix with some white. I can't mix with this brush like I can the other one. Like sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, and this was not working. I think about this shade, maybe a little more magenta. A fraction of white on this edge. Okay, let's see if I can get this shape back in there that I lost. That is much darker than I thought it was. A whole lot darker than I thought. It didn't look that dark on the palette. Try again. technically it's a petal this way. Can't. My brush is not cooperating. It's not stiff enough. It's way too fine. Oh, what do we have that's a little and stiff? This is really the only one I have. I'm just gonna have to do. Alright, so petal that way. And then I'm gonna have to put that pink back in there because I lost it now. Pink and gray. And peach. A little bit of peach. I'm overthinking this. So overthinking this. It's just not dark enough. I don't know what shade I need to do that. It's like it's, I guess maybe it's just the peach and black. Maybe. It's not really doing it either. I'm just not hitting that color. It's not portrait pink. It's not quite magenta. That's not going to dry that light. Okay, petal. So we have a petal goes this way. Comes down, and then there's like a petal behind it, which is making it look like it has ears. And then there's several petals that separate up here. Just a couple little squigglies. You just need to blend in. Kinda, sorta. Let's get a white color. Alright, let's see. Still lost that gray leaf again. Keep losing it. Every time I change something, I lose it. We'll just try to get some of these white ones in here. They're kind of fluffy looking. Where's this one? This is definitely whiter up here. That shadow is much stronger looking. Not happy with this whole area right here. It's making me struggle. I don't know why, but it is. Like that gray has lost its shape a little bit. Pink. Through here. This is very wet. It's going to dry a whole lot lighter because it's just, I put it on here super wet. Where is that little? There's going to be white over that. Alright, I'll do that in a minute. get grayer. Comes around. Kind of, sort of. See if I can get that gray color. It's close. What is happening here? This needs to be darker, but I don't know what this shade is. It's like peach, magenta, and gray, but for whatever reason, I'm struggling with it. More peach. Maybe just a fraction of white. Let's see. I need a dark spot, but I can't see exactly. It's just not dark enough. Let me try a little bit of green with this pink. See if that will work. It's like a dark spot where the shadow is. I'm trying to get it in there. It's like I'm not getting it dark enough. There's also one there. I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch of black in there because that's not working. Once I lighten it up, I think it'll be all right, but right now it's not. What's going on there? A lot more magenta to that. Getting water. Okay. This. Trying to get this, it's like a weird little petal that comes down here. starts, where does it start? It starts about here. And then it gets kind of skinny and turns into this. Kind of like that. And then I need some white. For this edge. More pink. Separation into that gray. I still lost that petal up there. Kind of behind the bunny there. It's a little bit of a petal. I don't know what I'm doing there. Still very confused. Alright, I'll move this down. Kind of a light petal there. Maybe not quite that light. This is a little bit of a light area in between. This is too long. A little bit shorter. Yeah, that color is just not quite right. More pink. Still don't have a dark spot in there. I may just have to do almost pure black. Where is it? Off the bunny tip? It's about here. And then there's one below the bunny to the right, about right here. Whew. I'm tired. Paintings like this, I think, are more stressful just because you're trying to figure stuff out more. I do find birds easier, guys. It must be my thing. Just trying to get that depth back in there. This is, I think, here. Just a little bit of depth. A little more depth back through here. Lost this circle. It's just not light enough, is it? It's like a very strong shape right there, and I just keep losing it. It's closer. Trying to see where I'm at. I'm actually looking at the screen and comparing it instead of looking at it from my view. It's close. Still not thrilled with the color. It's a little pinker than I wanted, but I was trying to get more of that not quite pink. Although it really depends on which picture I'm looking at, because the one print is definitely brighter than the other. So there is that. Let's see if I can get some definition in here. A little bit there. Comes over like that. And then underneath this, there's a little darker spot. And there's a little tiny red spot right there. See if I can get it. It's like a little crack. Little teeny bits of red. And there's a little teeny bit of red, I think about here. It's kind of a magenta red color. It definitely has a little more red to it. I think this one, it's very, my paint is just not, I keep putting it on my brush, but it's just not, I think it's starting to dry out on me. Trying to get it in there. Where it is. I think it's here. There's like a light pink above that. Kind of goes straight across. And it curves, doesn't it? Oh, I lost that curve. Where did that curve go? It's kind of that, but I think it's too low. Maybe it's too high. Is that? I think I'm too far over. I don't know what this is. That's not even supposed to be there. Alright, this petal definitely comes up there. And there's another petal that's missing there. This petal goes around there. Kind of into here. Yeah, I think it was too low. So that's higher. Yep. Dried up again. What time is it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's past 11. Oops. Okay, I'll finish this little petal right here and then I'll quit. My family gonna be all mad at me because I have not fixed dinner. Alright, we need to put that pink back. And blend that into the darker gray. Curves around like that. I don't know what's going on here. Something. And then we'll put this white tip back on here. Just a little bit of tip of white. No, it won't be quite right, but it'll be close. And then it kind of goes around like this. Alright. Well, we didn't get as far as I was hoping. But it's way too dark right there. But we got pretty far. Hopefully it's coming along, getting there. Try not to change the shade too much. That's going to dry lighter once it dries. It's just wet right now, so it looks white. Alright, that's supposed to be dark, right? Yeah, that's where the bunny thing ends. It's just sharper. It's a sharper point there. call it quits. I gotta stop. It's way past my time. I still haven't eaten dinner. All right, it's getting there. I hope y'all are enjoying the process, because it's, like I said, it's a challenging one for me. I knew it would be, but I decided to tackle it anyway. Because sometimes you got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. All right, guys, so that's where we're at. I will work on it some more on Friday. So I will see y'all then. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and take care. Okay, bye-bye.